Um, I think we are just really communicating really well together and just enjoying ourselves and not putting too much pressure on ourselves. So I think we're doing a really good job and getting better and better each game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not difficult. I think there's definitely some bonuses, I guess, to playing lots and having experience playing mixed doubles. I think the fact that we're two really good shooters, we can make up for some of those, I guess, inefficiencies that we have for not playing as much. And same with John and Caitlin back then. Like they're just really good shooters and kind of figured it out as they went and were able to stay competitive. And we're kind of in the same boat. I feel like, you know, if we play this regularly, we could get to another level. But the fact that we are good shooters allows us to be competitive.
Well,
I can't quantify it, but I can agree with you that I think you can get to another level. The difficulty right now is there's not as many events, there's not as much money, there's not as much sponsorship, all the things that go in the 4-person game. It's not there in the mixed doubles yet. So that's why you haven't seen the top players really transition or specialize. And I'm not sure that's going to happen anytime in the near future. But hopefully down the road, we get to the point where players can make that decision. And it's real hard to balance too. Like you kind of have to commit to one or the other.
yeah.
Well, the first end, we made all 5 shots. We put them in really good spots, and they just got a little unfortunate on a couple of theirs where they just chapped off or were curled. And then I had to just make the slash for the 5. So it was good to score that big end early.
Yeah, certainly. You know, and just to go on the last point, it wasn't just the first end. I thought the first 2 ends we made all 10 shots and you know, did get a couple breaks obviously to score 8 points, but you know, we wanted to focus once we were up 8. We had multiple conversations to make sure that we don't let our guard down and let a 4 sneak up on us like we did last night. And I thought we did a good job of that. And you know, to get an extra break, to get those 2 ends off, I think is going to be a bonus, because right now, you know, every team that advances is going to play 3 games today. So having an extra 20 minutes to a half hour to rest, it doesn't sound like much, but it does mean much, especially for old skips like us.
Hey, speak for yourself, Carrie?
She's got more aches and pains than I do this week.
I definitely, yeah, sweeping the judging. But I think I'm getting pretty good at that, and so is Brad, and also just getting to know each other. We haven't played together before, so yeah, we both got a pretty good sense of humor, so we just have a lot of laughs.
Yeah, we've had a ton of fun this week. A lot of laughs, a lot of good stories. But really on the ice, I think the biggest difference is just perception. Where I would put the broom for a certain shot isn't necessarily where she would put it. So early in the week, we would rely on each other and then realize, okay, that's not where we need to take it. So I think as we've progressed, we're just taking more ownership in our own shots, and you know, we've seen the results.
Yeah, it was a good game. I think this game, the sudden death game to now get in the playoffs and set yourself up for that is kind of it's a weird game. You're kind of nervous and you don't want to make any mistakes. And but yeah, we played good, put rocks in good spots. The fourth end got a little dicey. I missed a few and then I burnt my last one, so I had to pull that off. So but Laura made a nice double and we ended up just kind of keep flowing from there. So hopefully we can keep that going this afternoon.
A little bit. I mean, they had announced the dates and it sounded pretty promising that there would be a world somewhere. So we were kind of hopeful for that this whole time. But for us, I think we're really looking one game at a time. We honestly haven't, maybe this is a bad thing, we haven't even discussed the worlds. We've discussed our next game, what rocks we're going to throw, how we're going to make our shots. And if we can get to the end of this thing tomorrow, then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I would agree. There's, I haven't thought much about it. I didn't know that until about 3 seconds ago. Danielle told me here. So, yeah, we're just taking it one game at a time. We're like, before the game this morning, we were sitting out on the ice and we are just saying how grateful we were and thankful we were that we got to play another game today. And we're just going to kind of keep taking that game by game and keep playing hard so we can play one more game in the bubble and then we'll see where that takes us.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best we've ever played yet, but I think we committed at the beginning of the event to learning every single shot, every single game. And I think we're still doing that. And if we're, not quite getting the line or something's not quite working out, we're really focusing on talking to figure that out. And then we do figure it out. So I think that's why we're so successful, is that our misses don't spiral. Our misses turn into really good makes because we know what happened. So we still have room for improvement, but the big thing is that we're making those improvements when we need to.
Yeah, I think that's one. And then the other one, I think, is when one of us is struggling a little bit, the other one seems to be picking them up. And I think that's due to, again, like Laura said, talking about what we're doing out there and just really rallying around when we really need one. And it seems that we've been kind of flowing nicely when we're rolling on all cylinders. That's great. If not, the other one seems to pick the other one up. So it's kind of neat.
I didn't really think of it until, her last walk was kind of coming to end, and they said good game, and it's nice to get out of here and have some food for sure. But I think with mixed doubles, I would prefer a 3-game day to the 1-game days that we've been having. It's kind of nice to get out there and get on a roll. And I don't know if Kirk suits more than me, so maybe he disagrees. But
No, I agree. It's at this point, I'm just happy to be playing. So if we can play 3 today, that's totally fine. They're about an hour and a half games. We're pretty conditioned now, a few weeks, or I am anyways, a few weeks in the bubble here. So bring on the curling.
Yeah, I think once I made the tick at the beginning of the end, I kind of figured that that's what I would have, was 8 foot. So, and it's pretty much the shot I play all game, every game for each shot. So, it's in there somewhere, and just to trust that and take a couple deep breaths and good to go.
Yeah, that was one of those games. That was one of the first times this week where we actually got outplayed. We got a little tricked with the ice. It was a little quicker and straighter today. So we were we were chopping off really, and we were kind of chasing most of the first half. But we managed to kind of stay in a good position. And we had a really strong second half. Yeah, we were chasing a little bit, but we bounced back strong, and quite often with mixed doubles, if you have a stronger second half, it puts you in a great position to win. And then it was really nice to see, Danielle made 2 beauties in 8. That tick really sets the tone when you're tied with, and you can make that first tick. It really kind of takes a little bit of pressure off. And then, as she said, gave her a nice shot that she was used to on her last one. So really proud of our team. We battled hard. That was a real character win that we had to grind out. And now we got some action. There's 4 teams left, and I can't wait. This is exciting stuff. I think that I forgot I moved it closer. Yeah. You know what? I think it's wonderful that the World Curling Federation's kind of taken the initiative to follow what Curling Canada has done here. They've done a fantastic job. I think big kudos to Curling Canada and the whole crew that's put on this bubble, because if this didn't go well, then I think the whole world was using this as a kind of a guinea pig event. And the fact that it's gone so well, I think is a really good start. And I think that looking back on it, if every event could have been in this bubble in Calgary, I think every curling event in the world would have jumped on board, because they sure have a great setup here. With that being said, we're down to the final 4. We don't look anything past our next game. If we're in a wonderful situation at the end where we've won this and there is a world championship, that is going to be fantastic. But we have, in my opinion, 3 really hard games and hard teams left to play. And that's all we're focusing on right now. Well, I was thinking of bringing the drums, but then I realized probably not the best idea for a hotel. But no, I've always had a bucket list to learn the piano, and I picked up, I felt, we might be in this bubble for 2 months. So I picked up a keyboard piano, and I've been dabbling, and it's always been on my bucket list, and I'm making a little progress. But then actually it's funny because Danielle arrived, 10 days ago. And, I was showing her my room. Like, yeah, here's our setup. I got shakes for us in the morning, and got some stuff to eat here. And then I said, and I actually and then actually she looks in the corner. She goes, "Is that a piano?" And then she said, "I actually played piano for 10 years. So Danielle's the actual talented musician on our team. And I'm still looking for my first lesson on the piano. Maybe if we win this thing, she'll dabble.
Thank you.
On travaille très fort quand la semaine commence pour communiquer beaucoup et fait beaucoup de questions et fait beaucoup de support à nous. Et c'est travail, ça marche très bon. Daniel a un caractère qui est vraiment laid back, puis juste tellement facile pour jouer avec. Donc, c'est plus facile pour moi pour le dynamique. Et je pense qu'on a amélioré chaque match. Et maintenant, c'est comme on jouait pour 2 ou 3 années avec. C'est une bonne chose. C'est difficile pour le brasser pour moi un peu parce que je brasse beaucoup les pierres chaque bout. Mais, je pense que j'ai un peu, pas fâché, mais un peu disappointed. Comment tu dis? Je suis un peu déçu avec le résultat de la Brier et je sens que j'ai quelque chose pour prouver encore au mixed doubles, au double mixte. Donc, on a beaucoup d'adrénaline qui vraiment marche bon maintenant. Et, et aussi, je connais qu'on a 2 semaines pour récupérer après le double mix. Donc, pour moi, c'est comme la même chose.
Yeah, it was a lot. Well, after since throwing through my final draw in the 8th end, it's kind of not sure on perfect weight draw. I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but I knew I just had to throw maybe a little lighter, leave it to Fulton to sweep, and we hit the pin.
I have full confidence in her making that shot. There's nobody else that I'd rather be throwing that shot for sure. She's made so many of them, and I just know she's going to be really close all the time.
It would be huge. We've come so close each time. We've come second, we've come third. I think we're on a good roll on the second half, and I think it's a potential possibility of pushing through.